My name is Shashi, and I'll be presenting you the project on lean automation and distribution. But I would like you to excuse me. I won't be able to switch on the camera because I'm facing some broadband slowness. So would like to, conserve the bandwidth. Okay. So Right. So moving on. So today, me and my team would be representing Northern Trust to talk a bit about Northern Trust. It's one of the prestigious financial institutions in US, which has been in existence for more than 130 years and is based out of Chicago. So we service our clients from three segments that includes asset servicing, investment management, and wealth management. Also catering to high network individuals. So if you look it up, out of the top 500 Forbes richest individuals, 40% of our client base are amongst them. So our core principle is service expertise and integrity. And through our excellent client servicing, we have been awarded the best private bank in US and 100 most sustainable companies in the US. With that, moving on, we have some wise words from Mark Twain on continuous improvement and perfection. So what it reinforces is how we need to continually review processes, and most importantly how we act and work on the daily basis. So having said that, the project today is on finding out improvement opportunities using continuous improvement, and by implementing various lean techniques to the distribution process, how we can improve the productivity, efficiency, and create a sustainable model. So today we have all our team members who've been part of this project. So we'll hear it from Sailesh, who is the stakeholder who's been in the journey and seen the success of this project, to give you a little background of what the process is all about and address some of the challenges that the team was facing. So over to you, Sailesh.
Thanks, Shashi. So I hope my audio is clear. I had to take this call from my cell because of battery issues in my laptop. Uh, so am I good with the audio?
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Okay, thanks. So as Shashi mentioned, the scope of this automation is basically, we call it transfer agency, which is a third-party administrator function for investment managers. And it deals with the creation and maintaining investor accounts, booking deals and settling deals on behalf of the investors, and also payment of periodic distributions. To put it in a nutshell, basically we take care of the back end of whatever investment manager has to do, so they can focus on their core function of taking investing decisions. Uh, the process that we identified for this particular project was is called distributions. So, I mean, to give you a example in Indian industry, right? So when most of us would be investing in mutual funds. So when you invest in a mutual fund, you expect two things, right? One is obviously a capital appreciation, and then a periodic distribution. So this periodic distribution can be further invested and can be drawn by the investor. From an investor perspective, it can be just one event where you get the money credited to your account or reinvested. But if we break it into the process point of view, it goes to multiple stages, right? If I just mention, it is roughly 8 stages, and it spans over like I would say close to a month. And since this involves money transaction, right? So it is a high risk process. Uh, so on the back end, we do those 8 steps. The challenges that we have in this process, because it's cyclical, and you have stringent deadline for each of these stages, the team would be under a lot of pressure during these cycles to complete their deliverables, and would struggle to complete their activity per the SLAs. Uh, then, even though our clients are investment managers, but we are actually servicing the investors. So there's always be a customized solution, right? Like we would want, so we would have our preference of how we get the money from the bank or from mutual fund that we're investing in, or what documentation we need from them. So even though we service the investor manager, but we have to deliver customized solution at the investor level, which increases the scope of work that we do, and which in turn would mean that around peak periods we would have very high volumes, uh, which meant that we would have to borrow partners from other team, realign resources, and then do stretch 2 additional hours, which again would lead to high overtime. Uh, and then scalability, right? So when we look at the investor base, right? So every year so many people would enter into the economic cycle, right? Which means that the investor base is increasing, and then it becomes imperative for us to ensure that we have a sustainable and scalable process, right? To be able to adhere to this additional volume that we get without having a significant increase of our manpower. So these were, from a customer point of view, these are three priorities, right? So we become scalable, uh, and then we also look at how we ensure that we meet our timelines, because we are dealing with cash, where money has a value attached to it. You cannot miss payment. So we have to factor that in, and that would mean that the team would do extended hours. Uh, so this was precisely the background of this study. And if I give you example, so we have shown volume as 1200 funds during peak window. Now we have put it as funds, but if you look at each fund would have thousands of investors. So which means we are in effect servicing millions of investors here. Uh, the cycle time which we had prior to this study was like 145 minutes for each fund. So if you are doing a processing of dividend, you have to spend 140 minutes per fund. Just look at exponential number that we would have, right, and around peak periods. Uh, so with those numbers in mind, we set out a target of 20% improvement in our cycle time by Q1 this year, and the entire process scope. So we did not know the solution of it, because it was not just a plain automation. It was like you have to look at the investor level, what is the impact, because there is a customized solution you could deliver there. And so with that objective, we started a study. Shashi is going to take you through the challenges we faced in that, and also the approach we took for this particular lean automation.
Thank you, Sailesh. Right, to address the challenges, what we did, we combined lean with automation technology to streamline and redesign the process so that it can lend itself for a robust automation. So typically, what we see in industry is that we directly jump into automation, right, which is not very suboptimal and which is not the right approach because you are generating waste really fast. So what we used was the ESSA approach, which stands for eliminate, simplify, standardize, and automate. Now, through this approach, we identified and eliminated process waste using value stream mapping. We simplified and standardized the process by identifying, what the root cause were and eliminating them. Only post which multi-board architecture was developed to ensure that the automation of the critical processes were both robust as well as resilient. Now, while all of the, while the slides will talk mostly about the tools and the approach, I will just emphasize more on the, on the bottlenecks that we identified and how we address them. Now, if you see, we created a value stream map that helped us to identify some of the bottlenecks that you can see in the gray boxes. And the biggest challenge that we observed was the manual nature of the process. Now, which was present in almost all of the stages, and especially in the first three stages, which was basically the setup process. Now, if you see step one, where dates are checked against the schedule. Now, on XT days, they have to check and update various details by navigating through multiple applications. And this was the key because any incorrect payment updated, details updated would cost both financial and reputation loss. At the stage two, if you see where they perform trial runs, the team was required to do a lot of calculation, and these were client-specific process. So all the calculations and the rules had to be set up as per client, fund, and investor level, and all of these factors had to be considered before you calculate and make the payment. So when I say investor level, we need to check where they're based, what's the investment date, how long they have held the investment for, is it daily, weekly, or is it a reinvestment or a payout. So all of these factors had to be validated manually. And if you see stage 2 to 3, you have to perform actual run, for which there was a lot of dependency from from other teams for the input, which was the which was required for calculation. So SLA again, which was the whole process was driven by this, but the especially the first three stages where there was a very stringent deadline, okay, which caused, because of the pressure of completing it, it led to a lot of errors and rework. So VSM, it helped us to identify all the bottlenecks. If you see, the efficiency percentage is 48%. And our biggest challenge again was to get a scalable model, how we could break down the complex specific and create a more logical steps. So for this, the entire team from different locations collaborated and brainstormed, and all of it, all of this was done actually on a virtual setup where, we dig deeper to understand what were the root causes of these challenges and come out with some of the solutions. Now, there were some solutions which would have been a quick relief, but then it was not a long-term solution, right? So we had to re-engineer the complete process by leveraging some of the lean tenets. Only post which is when we looked at digitization. So moving on to the solutions. Now brainstorming led us to understand that they were very critical, that what was very critical was the handling of the client specific, as they were resulting in very high dependency. So we created a static table which acted like a feeder for the setup and calculate, and the calculation of the database. This helped the RPA team to follow necessary steps, which eliminated the dependency on the processors. This also helped as a future processing for the RPA, because the rules that were set up allowed, any new funds that come in would automatically get included as part of the process. We collaborated with the onshore and offshore business to ensure that, both upstream and downstream activities were standardized by standardizing the rate templates. We implemented Jidoka, where exception management. We were able to throw out the exception so that the partners could review it, go back, clear out the exception, and then move on. We created cross training and skill matrix. With the help of that, we were able to do a load balancing, and this was not just for the partners but also for the bots. And we also implemented Pokayoke as well. So overall, if you see, the total cycle time was reduced from 145 to 110 minutes, and the efficiency improved from 48 to 69%. So to cut short, considering the time, the automation helped us de-risk the process and made us to be more resilient, especially in this current pandemic. With the wave two in line and a lot of people falling in, this automation helped the business navigate through difficult waters. They were able to continuously do the work without any dependency, and this was the solution was so scalable that not we implemented in the UK side of the business, but this will also be replicated in the with minimal changes in design by Ireland and Luxembourg, while being compliant with the regulation, right? So all in all, I think the combination of lean and RPA technology worked really great, making a significant difference. We were able to, while the team earlier was unable to manage the volume, we were able to save a capacity of 4 FTEs. So with that, Sailesh, I would like you to just summarize on the overall project benefit that came out of this project.
Thanks, Shashi. So I think as Shashi outlined, obviously we had a hard save of $65,000 added to the bottom line, but I think more importantly, it de-risks the current process and it is future focused. So I mean, it enables us to be more scalable, which is one of the expectations of investor, right? So when there's a new client or there's organic growth in existing client, they expect you to take that work with the minimal of bottlenecks, and this particular automation does help that in that sense. So I think efficiency improve and scalability. I think there are the two major benefits.
I'm sorry, we are running out of time. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, we are done. Yeah. Happy to take any questions that you have.
So I just have one question. How do you rate this output of the improvement that you've shown from 145 minutes to 110 minutes and 48 to 60%? Typically in your kind of a setup and in that industry, how do you treat this? Is it good, or do you see a scope for further improvement?
So in terms of processing time, I would say we were comparable to the industry. So it definitely gives us an edge over our competitors. But I think even if you look at from the automation perspective, so when humans do this same process, right, they would not follow all the checkpoints. So it's a manual process. And when bot does it, it does follow everything religiously. So I think giving us the edge in terms of time taken, but also in terms of de-risking. So I think a big boost to us. I mean, as I said, if you have to take organic growth from existing client, we are now scalable, right? So that we will be able to do it within a very short span of time, which would have delayed earlier.
Okay.